think really deeply about this phrase, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. So be still, we know, right? Be still is just to be silent, still. Let the thoughts go. Find this peace and stillness inside. And the other part, know that I am God. How would we know this? First off, we have to be still. And somehow in being still, we know I am God. So is God outside of us? Somewhere we're going to hear, if we listen very carefully, somewhere outside of us, this voice is going to come or something? Or is it actually inside us? Is it actually in this stillness? That's the only really way we can know. Because it says, be still. It's not like we're still so we can hear everything outside. We're still so we can hear what's inside. So something in this stillness, something in this peace is quite profound, limitless, infinite. This is not what we experience when we see life and think about life and what our mind knows, our knowledge knows. We're not really aware of anything that's infinite or eternal. We've never seen anything like this. And even if we've heard of it, we don't really know what that means. The mind can't understand this. But somehow, in this stillness, this is what it seems. Infinite, limitless, eternal. We've all experienced just from here that we're not going to be able to know with the mind what this is. It's much too vast for that. And if God is a name we don't want to use, or we have many ideas about what God is, which won't help us to know God at all, we have to let go of all our ideas. But if we do, we could use another word. Infinite, love. This stillness is beyond words. And yet, when we're still, look what happens. It's here. It's not like it's somewhere else that we have to learn about or struggle to get or make effort to. It's always here. We just haven't noticed it before. It's always been here. Not just inside us, but everywhere. Stillness. And the phrase, know that I am God, when it's asking you to look inside to find this, this is saying that God is not separate from you. This stillness is much more than what you think you are. Much more than any idea you have about yourself or anyone else does. It cannot be thought, imagined, seen. And yet in this stillness, you are aware of it. So living aware is being aware of this stillness. And distractions just pull our attention away from this. But this doesn't move when we do that. It doesn't disappear when we do that. It's still here. It's always here. We're just distracted. Our attention is looking somewhere else. So we forget about it. And life is not so good when we do. Struggles, ups and downs, confusion, fear, anger. These things come up. And if we live awake, we can actually use these things to remind us and bring us back to this place of peace and stillness, well-being and love, freedom. Because anytime we don't feel that, we can say, we know something is distracting us. And it's not the situation, the world, what we imagine it is. It's our thoughts about it. So we see this enough, we learn to let go of thoughts. When we have suffering, see where the suffering's really coming from. And we find a thought of an I that is not I, a voice in the head I. It makes us forget what this real I is, this stillness and peace, this I am presence. Here, this is the source of everything. This stillness is the source of everything, everything that exists. And when we turn our attention to this, turn our attention towards us, 180 degrees, looking at the subject, this is what we find. This is the I, sometimes called the impersonal I, because it's not a person, it's not an individual, not something separate from everything else. The impersonal I. What freedom is in this.